Hey, my name's James Nicholson. I hope you are well. Quick video before I go and pick up Georgia from the airport. Had to make this video today because house prices are up again. At least asking prices are up according to Rightmove. Now, this is a really interesting bit of news today, and there's quite a few little stats and figures that I want to go through here. But what this does show us is the market is not crashing right now. Whatever you might think about prices and where they're going to end up by the end of this year, it's just not crashing right now. Now, I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that are telling us that the market might go down 35%. They might be right. I might be wrong. I think it's going to go down around 8%. So I'm not saying the prices aren't going to go down, just for clarity, and so you get my position on it. But I am saying they're not going to go down 35% this year. It is just pretty much impossible because new data is saying that asking prices that are going on the market this month or in May are up 1.8%. Now, I hear you saying that's the asking price. That doesn't mean the property is going to get sold for that price. True. It's very true. But it does show that someone isn't willing. Right? This is definitely true, right? So if I list my house at 100 grand, I'm not willing to sell it for 65. That's just not the case. I would negotiate possibly and have £1,000 or £2,000 off that asking price. Asking prices do indicate buyer sentiment, and there's some more data in this as well. So let's talk about this now. So before we jump into this, do make sure you smash the like button on this video, guys. We don't charge you anything for making these videos, and they really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It'll take 2 seconds to smash that like button over there, so do that now. So what's the average asking price in the UK right now? Really high. It's £373,000. That's the asking price, not the sold price. But if you're asking for that, you're not going to sell that for 250 grand, are you? It's just not likely to happen. And we've got to be realistic about these things. So it's showing that people are not desperate right now. So this data was for May, which we're still in, obviously. And so we can get that straight away. Rightmove has the data at a click of a button, can say, look, people are asking for 1.8% more. No, not 1.8K. 1.8% more than they were last month. Now, they're not going to ask for 1.8% more if they're willing to sell at a 10% discount. It's just not likely that that's going to happen, right? And so what else is going on in there? So the asking prices are up. This is the record asking prices. This is the highest they have ever been, which is very interesting. Now, as I've said, it doesn't mean that the prices aren't going to go down. It just shows that right now, sellers aren't willing to take lower offers, or they're not desperate. There are 3% more buyers in the market at the moment. So that's a good sign for stability. It also shows us that, look, if there is more buyers in the market, it means that the houses are more likely to sell. It means that there is less requirement to drop your price. It's when all the buyers go and you're in a position where you must sell right now that makes a big difference to people having to drop the price. And here's another consideration, right? There isn't lots of financial transactions happening this year. That's a fact. Buying volumes are down, buyers are down. And that indicates that people are just having a wait and see approach. That will also stop the market going into free fall. Here's another reason why most people aren't necessarily looking to buy new houses at the moment or sell, because right now there are tons of people on very good rates. So let's just imagine right now you're sitting in a 500 grand house and your monthly payment, you've got an interest rate of 1.8%. There are tons of people that have got those rates because the rates went so low. But now, when you want to buy a new house, you're going to look at a rate around 5%. Not likely to move, are you? Because your payments would significantly go up. So there's tons of people in that scenario where they've got such a good deal right now, they don't want to leave that deal. And so they just want to ride it out until that deal ends, or they get a better interest rate in the future. And so that's why there's not lots of activity going on. Now, rates are steady at the moment. This is also why more buyers are coming back into the market, because interest rates were very volatile at the back end of last year, which is why we had some house price declines at that time. And it was so uncertain. We thought interest rates might go to 6.5%. That pulled out so many buyers out of the market and sellers that people were just like, I'm not moving or changing deal or doing anything in this situation. So now we've got more certainty. We know that interest rates are likely to stick around where they are until the end of the year. In fact, there's some good data on inflation coming out. I've read that the preliminary data on inflation is saying that inflation has dropped to 8% from 10%. Now, we've still got a long way to go, but that's a good sign, and that's going to give more confidence in the market. So the reason the market is more stable still is that we've got some steady interest rates. We avoided a recession, and this is giving people more confidence. Buyer sentiment, buyer confidence. People's confidence in the economy is actually pretty high at the moment. And so when we've got that all coupled together, that means that right now, we're not ready for a house price drop of any significance. Now, that might change, right? That could change at some point, and it's likely that it will change. So, now, here's an interesting fact. Houses are selling faster than in 2019, right? That's interesting, isn't it? So, 2019, before all the crazy times, that was the last time we were in more of a normal time. Houses are selling at a similar rate to 2019. In fact, slightly faster than 2019, which is really, really interesting. How long does it take to sell a house at the moment? This is interesting data. 67 days. Now, the best time, we were looking at around 30 days. So it is slower to sell a house, but it's still faster than 2019. Remember, we just had an absolute rocket ship in prices and all that sort of stuff over the last few years. And so prices, there were bidding wars and transactions were going really quick. But now they're taking on average 67 days, which is more of a normal time period for that. What else is going on? Well, seller confidence is very high. Buyer confidence is very high. There's lots of confidence in the economy. There's lots of confidence around predictability on where interest rates are actually going to end up. People are seeing that interest rates are rising at the Bank of England, but those rates are not being passed on by the banks anymore. And we're getting good, decent rates lower than the base rate. That's a positive thing that will keep the market higher. I've got some videos that I'm going to be launching this week as well on new mortgage products that are coming out, new strategies that the banks have got, and why the government need house prices to stay stable at the very least because of the general election. Those sorts of things you've got to consider when you're looking at house prices. The government is not going to let the economy go into a free fall just as they're going into a general election, because they're guaranteed to lose at that stage then, right? They're going to pull out all of the little tricks, and those tricks might be something that just props the market up that little bit longer. I'm not saying that the prices aren't going to go down. I am saying it's not happening now, and it isn't going to happen like by the end of this year. I say we will have some more drops for sure, but it's not going to be like a free fall like some people are expecting. So what do you think of this Rightmove data? I've said very clearly, this is asking prices, but it indicates that the sellers are not ready to have huge discounts on their property transactions right now. I've also said in this video, what's important to understand is there isn't lots of people that want to move at the moment because they're on very good deals, so they don't want to leave those deals until they end and expire. That will change in 6 months, a year, 2 years. You'll see more of those people coming on the market. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going on in the property market? It's another shocker. House prices are up again. It's an absolute crazy time out there. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out all the other content, including this video right here. And before you go, make sure you join the priority list to join the Property Accelerator on Friday. So go and do that now.